happy friends! Even Star here in the shed at Hancock's House They're Happy. Now, you might remember this outfit from last week's video, and that's because I'm recording back-to-back videos today, so, I've not been, in my shed in the same clothes for a whole week. And super excited, it's Wednesday, which means it's time to talk about what's coming up on the website next week, our free cross-stitch designs for next week. I would just like to take a very brief moment to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because every Wednesday a video comes out telling you what free cross-stitch designs will be on the website next week, and we have a little bit of a chat about life and what's going on, and, designs and inspiration. So make sure you like and subscribe, and also make sure you share links to my cross-stitching website and designs on your social media, because it really helps me to grow the website. So you might remember from last week, we've had a little bit of a change of format here at HHH, and that is sort of 2 weeks where there's not really any theme. I call it Ortstravaganza, and it's the second week of Ortstravaganza, and also the second in a semi-regular feature I choose to call Motivation Monday. So without further ado, let's get into what's coming up on the website. So the first design coming up on the website on Monday, it's Motivation Monday again. So a motivational cross stitch, which I think, I wanted to do a few of these and release them over a certain period of time, because I think doing them all in 1 week would have gotten kind of tiresome, a bit like the mid-century modern sampler. That was just by the end of that 9 days I was so bored. I think doing a whole week of motivational cross stitch, I think I'd just get bored by the end of it, and so would you. So I thought I'd put out one a week. I think these are going to make really great gifts for Christmas or any time of year, but because Christmas is coming up, and this is about the time I think people start to think about cross-stitching for Christmas, so that was a good time to bring them out. And as you can see today, it's not going to hike itself, and it's sort of a little woodland scene there with some mountains, with a trail. And one of the things I do for my mental health especially is a lot of walking and hiking in the great outdoors. Both my partner and I do lots of hiking, more often in the wintertime, because in the summertime we sail and do other things. So it's sometimes the crappier the weather is, the better your hike is gonna be. But also sometimes it's really just difficult to start. I'm having one of those days today. I owe myself a 10K hike for today, and it's a little bit chilly out there, a little bit windy, I'm a little bit hungry and cranky, and I'm just thinking, oh, I just can't get myself together to do that. I am going to do it, and the way I kind of think about that is, maybe you're coming up to that last big hill of the trail, or you're just trying to start. It's not going to hike itself. You have to make yourself do that. And it's your decision. It's your decision to do that for yourself. And once you do it, man, the rewards are awesome. I mean, can you imagine getting to the top of that trail on that mountain? The view would be amazing. But sometimes it's hard to visualize that before you start. So the trick is, for me, is that I just start, and then after I get going, that's when I get a little bit of motivation. So maybe you're a hiker, maybe you've got someone in your life who likes to climb those mountains. This would be a great gift for them. Also really versatile, the same as our Motivational Monday design from last week as well. You can change a lot of these colors to suit your decor or someone else's favorite color. You can change that border to be purple or yellow or whatever you want, as well as the words. So motivation for today is get those crampons on and get going up that hill. Also, coming out on Monday, this is the most exciting part, is that also being released on Monday is if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get a bonus design this month. Now, don't ask me how, but somehow October ended up being about almost 5 weeks long. Which means you get a bonus Patreon design for the last week of October. So that's 4 designs this month, not just 3. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, it's a great way to support the work I do here. So maybe you found yourself downloading a lot of the free cross-stitch designs and are wondering, oh, like, what can I do to, to help? Well, you can become a Patreon, and that's $2 a month, and you get 3, and sometimes more, like this month, exclusive cross-stitch designs per month. And there's still time if you haven't subscribed already. My first 25 Patreon subscribers, if they subscribe with me for a whole year, get one of these cool little guys. This is a paper bag bear. It's a paper bag bear, and I make these myself. They're handmade, all handmade. Got my little taggy on there, and they come beautifully packaged with a story and a certificate for their name and everything. So there's still time, if you're one of my first 25 to subscribe for a year, you get one of those guys. And this is the design, your exclusive design, and this is one that I actually did have for sale on Craftsy. I used to sell the odd cross-stitch design on Craftsy. This is like many years ago now, like 4 years ago. I can't remember when Craftsy got bought by Blueprint, but their general pattern store got taken down for most people, including myself, so I couldn't sell my digital files on there anymore. And this is one of the ones that was on there. I can't remember what I retailed it for, maybe $4 or $5, I can't remember. But it's two sweet little owls that love each other. I'll always love you. I can't resist a pun. Anyway, this is a really quick cross-stitch design, which I can actually attest to because I stitched this myself as a gift for my mom and dad many years ago now, when I first did it. So it's really quick to stitch up. Again, very versatile because maybe you don't want a pink and blue owl. Maybe you want a green and a red one, or blue and yellow, or whatever you want. Really easy to change those colors. I just think this is such a sweet and cute little design. Just so easy to give as a gift. And that is your 4th Patreon exclusive design this month. Did I mention that before? So you get 4 this month. 4, not just 3, you get 4. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll leave the links around here somewhere if you'd like to go and subscribe. If you do, bear in mind that you won't just get this design. I've released, I can't remember now, I think it's like, by the time we get here it might be 12. What month is it? There's 3, yeah, 12 or 13 designs that you can go back and download as well. So unlike last week's Ortstravaganza, which was sort of all vaguely nautical themed, this week is definitely all very random. There's not really any connection between any of the designs. So as you can see, this design here is kind of just a big, squishy, grumpy cactus. Yeah, I think this was inspired by, I can't remember if it was like a prince or if it was some graffiti I saw in Manchester. I don't know if you remember the Galaxy Cat from a little while ago. It was inspired by, I'm very inspired by street art. Everywhere I go, I look out for street art, and I'm very inspired by some of the things I see there. We have a very vibrant street art community where I live, by which I mean there's not a lot of graffiti. It's actually, artists that they get given walls to go and paint, and some of them are brilliant. So I think that's where this grumpy cactus came from, was some street art I saw, probably in Manchester, maybe it was around here, I can't remember now. And I made the design a little while ago, and it just didn't really fit in with anything else that I was doing, but I love this cactus. He's just so angry about being prickly, which I can imagine if I was covered in spines, I'd keep poking myself and I'd be pretty angry too. The next free cross-stitch design coming up next week is this Sakura, or cherry blossom. It's a Japanese cherry blossom branch on a sort of gradiated ombre jade green background. The symbol there is harmony or peace. Peace and harmony. Now, I don't speak Japanese. I did very much research, like maybe an hour or two on Google, like just to confirm that this was correct, right? Because it's kind of embarrassing where you want to get, you know, a tattoo and you just end up with the totally wrong thing. But if you speak and write Japanese and this is not the right symbol, please let me know and I will change it. I'm hoping that it's okay, because after you finish a cross stitch design, it can be very difficult to go back and change it. But I was going to do at some point a whole Japan week. I'm very inspired by Japan and its art and its culture. Just never got around to figuring out what else I would put in that week of designs, and I had this one which has been sitting there, and my profession before I started doing this was product management, and anything you don't release is wasted value. So it always annoys me when I have a really good design that's finished, and I'm not releasing it because it doesn't fit into some kind of theme week or schedule that I've got coming up. It's just sitting there all that time is for nothing. And this was a good opportunity to put this one out. I think it's really pretty. Again, if you don't like a green background, you can change that to be any color you want. You could also change the flowers to be any color you want. They don't necessarily have to be that pink cherry blossom color. And I think this just falls into a general just because design, to go up in on the wall somewhere, maybe on your porch or your vestibule or wherever people come into your home. You can welcome them with a message of peace and harmony and beauty. And finally, on Friday, we have a rather funny and colorful cross-stitch design coming up. And it's these Fairground ride tickets. Now I have memories, and I don't know because I've not been to the fair in a very, very long time, of going to the fair or the Midway as a kid. You'd go to the ticket booth and get your tickets for the rides, and they'd come off this huge reel of sort of these pre-printed lozenge-shaped tickets with, it'd make one or whatever, or there's a number on them or whatever. And I always used to fantasize as a kid. It's like, man, if I could just get my hands on a roll of tickets like that, how much fun would that be, right? Now, these are ancient, right? This design I did. I really would hate to remember what year I did this, because I did release the one that's the bus ticket to Sexy Town. That did go up on the website at some point. And I had all of these other ideas for these sort of snarky, sarcastic, funny, just like tokens. Like, and I remember one year when I had no money, I gave my partner tokens in his Christmas stocking, which I don't know if he's actually ever redeemed all of them, like for a free car wash, like a token for a free car wash, or a hug, or a kiss, or some kind of chore like doing the dishes. And I think that's where this idea came out of, is because you've got one there for like a free snog. I get one free snog if I redeem my ticket. And I just thought you could have so much fun with these, because you could change those messages and what you're redeeming the ticket for, and you can change those colors. I liked these sort of candy-like pastel colors, because that's what I remember those Fairground Ride tickets being, is sort of these weird sort of candy pastel colors on this really crappy sort of cardboardy cheap newsprint paper. And I think there's a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in this one, but these would also just make such cute little gifts. You could do the whole design like that, or you could just do one. If you stitch these on, a bigger count of fabric, like a 16 or 18, I think they would make really funny Christmas tree ornaments as well. I think it's just a great, quick design if you need to get, if you need to get a gift out really quickly, for just about just about anybody in your life. So, okay, I know I said the last one was on Friday, but it's not. The tickets are Thursday. This is actually the last cross-stitch design for our 2 weeks of Ortstravaganza, and it is this rather fabulous tropical toucan. It's not quite a full coverage design. I do like to do, a full coverage design free each week. I don't always get there, but I do aspire to that. I think this almost qualifies as full coverage because it's really big, juicy, so many colors in there. I mean, if you did have like a frame like this, I mean, it does look fabulous in that, doesn't it? There's a big tropical toucan with those, the Monsterosa Delicioso leaves in there. I think I was thinking of doing a whole tropical week, and I think I might still do a whole tropical week at some point in the future. I know some of you asked a little while ago on the Facebook page if I could do some Christmas designs for people in warm places, and that's sort of what this was inspired by. I was like playing around with some tropical sort of motifs and things like that, and this just kind of happened. Now, sort of like the Sakura cherry blossom design, this was like finished, and it was just sitting there, and all that value was going to waste. And I thought, well, by the time I actually get my self together to do like a whole week of tropical designs, this might be sat there for 6 months and not doing any good to anyone. So I thought, well, it's in the Ort cloud, we might as well put it out there. So yeah, great big tropical toucan there. It's a big design for a beginner, but I think the color blocks there are really quite simple. So it's a big design, challenging design, but I also think the result is kind of amazing, and I think this would just make such a good feature in any room, especially if you've got somebody who has that sort of design sensibility or likes those colors. Probably good for a conservatory or something like that, where you've got those sort of funny tropical-ish plants just to add a bit of color. It's just basically a great big toucan. So that's it for this week, and that is the end of Ortstravaganza. I imagine I'll be having an Ortstravaganza again in the future, because while I'm, designing theme weeks and things, there's always ideas that come out as part of that, or just sort of in between, or I get random inspiration, and those will end up in my Ort cloud. So just another quick reminder, if you like this video, please subscribe. This is where I announce what's coming up. Give me a thumbs up, make sure you share my designs on your social media, and subscribe to become a Patreon. It's only $2 a month, and I'll leave the links around here somewhere. And until next time, I hope you're having a great day and having a great week, and until next time, bye!